Traffic warden about. Yeah, hope you're cold. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is Monday the 8th of January and I am delighted to inform you that, being the first sort of official day back, normal service has most definitely resumed in the capital. Yeah, I've actually got to get some. I've got to get some new tyres because my front ones are almost out. They're just over the tread limit. So, if any of my subscribers out there, or anybody watching, knows where I can a tidy place I can get some fitted, by all means, leave a comment below. Okay. All right. Quote done. It's a 3-bedroom flat rewire. Little 3-bedroom flat rewire, so I'll quote for that over the weekend. I'll email them a price. I would imagine, I don't know, 3-bedroom flat, I don't know, I'd imagine £5,000, somewhere around there maybe, I'd say. Next job. Right, I've got to go and buy a set of 8-tread step ladders. Where can I get those from? Screwfix, they'd sell them. I wonder if they've got any. Alright, one new step ladder. I'm buying these because I left my other ones on a job elsewhere and I just haven't got time to go back and get the bloody things. So I'm now buying a new pair. But it is always handy to have 2 sets of tall ladders, especially if you've got someone working with you. So fuck me, they're a bit posh. Somebody left a comment saying, why are you tie wrapping them to the roof? I've got the roof hooks, which is what you're sat on at the moment, but I tend to find that to stop them rattling, I zip tie the ladders together. It just helps stop them rattling when you're driving along. Okay, next stop. Belsize Park. Right, here we are, Hampstead. Leafy Hampstead. So there's a variety of little bits at this job. Front door intercom isn't working, the video isn't working on it for some reason. Don't know, we'll have a look. Replace the light fitting behind the bath. Don't know what that is, we'll have a look. Otherwise, there's a couple of replace light bulbs. Go and have a look. I had one of these intercoms to do last week, exactly the same thing. More often than not, what happens with these, people will be, you'll get a tenant ring up. This has come through an estate agent, and a tenant will ring up saying, I've got no video on my monitor. And more often than not, and I've had 2 of these this week, this is the second one. What you'll generally find happens is this is the video, it's just a coax. And you've just got I can't really show you very well, but you've got your video and the screen wire goes into one terminal, the central core, the video signal feed goes into the next terminal just next to it. And generally, more often than not, what you'll find is the centre core, which is exactly what's happened here, it just snaps. So what you end up getting is you can't see the person on the outside, and it's just the central core is snapped. So I'll just re-terminate that. That's all that happens. It just snaps off. So I shall I'll re-terminate it and put it back in and adjust the volume, and that's it. In fact, I might as well show you that while I'm here now. So to adjust the audio, normally on the back of the panel you'll have two settings. You'll have the volume for the outside and the volume for the inside. And I start them normally a quarter each. Start them off, turn them all the way to minimum, turn them both up to a quarter, and you play around with it. You have somebody standing on the inside, and you work it out that way. Hopefully that should bring back their video. Pop that top screw in temporarily while I test it. I'll be doing it right up. Now, I did a call out a couple of days ago. It's probably about a week, a couple of days ago. Yeah. A customer had, this is the rented property, and the customer had, literally, they were just moving in. And they've just gone to move in. They've flicked on, this property's been empty for a couple of months. This has been empty for about 3, maybe 4 months it's been empty for. And the tenant has just come in and they've just flicked on the fridge because all the appliances were switched off. And they flicked off the fridge and they've switched on the fridge and it just burst into flames. Have a look at it. So I'm standing in the kitchen at the moment, as you can see, and that was where the fridge was. And they literally, the isolators for the fridge are just in this cupboard here. And they literally walked in, they went to turn on the fridge, and because it was integrated, this panel was here. And yeah, they turned the fridge on, and honest to God, within about 60 seconds, the fire was just uncontrollable. They couldn't, because it was an integrated fridge, obviously the fire started, the fire started where the compressor and all the control gear is at the back of the fridge. But of course, because it's an integrated fridge, you can't get to the fire to put it out. So they just left and they just called the fire brigade and that was it. Yeah, this is the one downside of having integrated appliances. When they do go wrong, you can't really put the fire out on them. But yeah, you can see for yourself the damage it's caused. And those are the isolators up there for the fridge and the freezer. And the most incredible part is the speed at which the fire took hold. The tenants said they literally switched on the fridge and they said within a minute, 90 seconds tops, the fire was just out of control. They couldn't, it happened that quickly and it spread at such a pace, they just couldn't, from going from a perfectly normal operating kitchen to being just a blaze of flames, they said it was less than a minute. Maybe it started down there. I'm guessing it must have started down there and the flames just spread up the back and something else caught here, I don't know. But this was like a blank plate for something, but the fire didn't actually start in there because you can see the insulation and everything is still on all the cables. It's actually all still intact. So the fire didn't start in there. It was actually something in the back of the fridge. I mean, it was a good job that there was an RCD there. At least it did switch off. I mean, it didn't help a huge amount here in this particular scenario, but it does help. I mean, as it happens here, the fault actually was something inside the fridge because it didn't start from the electrics through the fabric of the building because they're all intact. It was just, I don't know, the compressor in the fridge let go. I mean, you should have seen the state of the fridge when it came out. I mean, there was nothing left of it. It just completely burnt out inside. So I think this serves as a timely reminder, men and women out there who are watching, if you are an electrician, just be thorough in what you do. Just be thorough and methodical because, I know we all, we have a laugh around on site and we have a joke and a bit of a play around with each other, but at the end of the day, we are responsible for other people's safety. As an electrician, you have that responsibility. Just be safe out there, guys and girls, is all I'm saying. When you do a job, just be thorough and just keep it neat.